How to invest $1,000? Well, let's say you do have $1,000 and you want to invest. How to invest? Well, even if you have $5,000, you can still consider in the same range. Let's say you have $1,000 to $5,000. How to invest? Let's say you're a beginner. This is for you. If you never invested, you're a teenager, you're in your 20s, and you're just looking to invest, this is a good one for you. And investing is always subjective, just like money is subjective, because value is always in the buyer. The buyer decides the value. So due to that, investments are subjective, and the results are never the same. So if you have two investments, the results are never the same because it's always subjective. And I want to give you a simple analogy for investing as a game because that's something I want you to get first. It's a game. Like think of a basketball play game or a soccer game. You pass the ball around, and that's how it's like a game. You're actually investing. Also, you're moving the money around with other people, and the money is moving around, and that's what investing. So another way, you enter the game by investing your money. It goes out, and when you end the game, the money comes back to you. So whatever that is, sometimes you make profit, sometimes you also lose, and that's why there's risk. So that's the analogy I want to pass on. I was trying to understand myself with all my investing experience. That's the best analogy I was able to find. And I have one more analogy just to, because it's always subjective. Playing poker is also like an example because you start a poker with 20 bucks, and do you end up 10 bucks or you end up with 40 bucks? That's like investing. You start with some money, either you gain or lose. When you call it, you're done with that. Just an example. Now, obviously, some of them do have dividends and other stuff like that, but just to keep it simple, just think of it like that. But you do have to get in the game, though. So let's say you have $1,000, till you put it in and start the game, you're not in the game. That's the one thing I want to make clear because sometimes some people are always thinking about it but never getting started. So if you're a beginner, you never did anything, you never got a chance to invest or even do on your own money management, uh, then this is a simple example. Start something small. I'll give you 5 ways. So the number one thing is to start a business. Now this is not for everybody because not everybody wants to do all that, take the risk or work and all that stuff that goes into it. But I have to say, number one is starting your own business. Okay, it doesn't have to be like with very big. It can be small too, but it can be many. I mean, business means what? It can be many things to many people. But the number one is always start your business. But I'll give you two simple things. If you are in your 20s or like you just want to do something and you have some cash, you can start online business. That is any virtual product or service. If you do have something valuable, you know what that is, anything that can be. And if you want to do offline business and you do understand something like books or some stuff you find in junkyards or like all the sales places where so when they are selling and you see some stuff, they're selling it for $5 but it's worth 20 bucks, and you see something is sold for $100 painting but the painting could be worth something more. It really is very subjective, so you should understand the value. And if you're good at that, and you already know that, if you're good, so in one market it may be priced at this price. Like even on Craigslist, sometimes you see people give away stuff, or they're selling for $500, but you could take it and sell somewhere else for like $2,000 or $1,000. So that way, whatever the small amount you have can be used to make a small side business. So it can be online or offline, depending on what you are. That's number one always. Let's go to number two, and that is investing in yourself. Now, why is this number two? Because obviously, number one is not for everybody, and it's very depends. But number two is for everybody because you're investing in yourself. That is, you are investing in something that can improve yourself. It can be as simple as health. It can be as simple as doing something for yourself that you're going to have a better situation. It can be as simple as health, or it can be as simple as getting some skills which are marketable, which are gonna give you better results in the future. That's what's investing, right? You're doing something to make it better, or in another way, you're improving it. So I want to add one more thing in this when you're investing in yourself, because as a tech engineer in a specialized subject, there are many people with a lot of good jobs, but they don't have marketable skills. That is, they only can do that one thing. Like, let's say it's very complex subject, somebody specialized, they do not have market skills. So that's why I always say that to invest in yourself in marketable skills. So this is more like it depends on you what you want to invest, but to add an extra step, if you are investing in yourself with some extra time, and investing in marketable skills is something that has a market, that is like any side job you could do part-time, that's always a marketable skill. There are many things, but I'll keep simple, like time management. Like if you want to do it full-time, later you can become project manager, managing a lot of projects, but in reality it's a time management that's going to give you a lot of return on it. There are a lot of other things like that, but just to give a small, it's time management. Like you invest in your time management is going to give a lot of results for you. And also, if you want to make a full-time job, you can become a project manager and PMP and all that stuff, which is like a full-time job. All you're doing is resource management, time management. So there are many ways to invest in yourself, but I want to give you the top. And next is investing in stock market or bond market. Now this is where a lot of people get started without realizing there are a lot of other options, but this is probably the easiest way to enter. So probably you're attracted to easy stuff. But yeah, so stock market is also a good one. If you have $1,000, I think one or two brokerages do allow. You do need a brokerage account to open. But if you have $5,000, I believe most of them will let you open a brokerage account, and then you need to understand what you're investing. And the number one rule is to invest in what you understand, and that is like you understand the company, you understand something, in that you can invest. And it's a lot more complicated, but you can simply invest in index funds too, if that's your simple just to get started. Or if you want to just not risk averse, just put in a bond market, and you will have low return but low risk. And number 4 is invest in IRA. What is IRA? Well, that's your retirement account, and if you are not looking for result immediately and you're open for long term, if you have up to $1,000 to $5,000 extra cash, you can invest in IRA. And actually, if you have a full-time job or a job income or other income and you're paying taxes, you do get some taxes back to you, because you're putting in a retirement and it grows without being taxed till retirement. So government encourages you to put some money away, so you get some tax benefit. So if you do have $1,000, $5,000, definitely look into IRA, but you can't touch it back. So that's a caveat with that. Now in that you can choose whatever you want, but just to give, that's one other way you can invest. There's also Roth IRA. I should add a little bit, because traditional IRA is more for anybody, but Roth IRA is something only if you expect very high income. Only then choose Roth IRA, because you pay all your tax before and you don't get any tax benefit. But when you do retire, you don't pay any tax on that money. So that's the benefit. If you are somebody with very high income, expecting very high income, then Roth IRA is also a better option. And number 5 is investing in crowdfunding websites. Now with all this latest technology, there are a lot of crowdfund websites. You can invest in real estate crowd websites like Fundrise or Realty Mogul, or a couple other websites too. So basically you're investing in a building or a big real estate project, and your investment is backed by that. So it's not just you, there are like probably 100 people, 1,000 people in that project or even more. So it's a little better in that sense, because you do know something is backed by it, and it's not like a stock which can be very high risky too. So that's one option. And the other option is investing in crowdfunding websites like being a bank. Basically, like a bank give loans to individuals, you're giving loans to people's projects, or depending on whatever the situation is. Some of the websites are Lending Club or Past Prosper. So if you look at those stuff, you can put your money there, and you can choose what you like, and that's another option. So there you go. Those are 5 investments you can do with $1,000 or even $5,000. I hope you learned something new. If you like it, like, subscribe, and I'm gonna have my contact somewhere. If you need something in financial, you can contact me at my below contact.